Well, what I've got here today is a Production Devices Model 120 step frequency generator. I was browsing through some of my groups in Facebook here a few weeks ago, and in one of them somebody had mentioned that they had this for sale, and it was priced very inexpensively, so I thought, yeah, what the heck, I'll get it. I was kind of curious about it. It's not in too bad a shape, really. I can't find any information at all about this on the net. I'd like to find a manual for it, hopefully with some adjustments, because it does need a little bit of adjusting. But overall, it's in pretty decent shape. When I got it, it had two really old 9-volt batteries in it, and the one had started to leak a little bit. It ate the battery terminal off, which, yeah, that's no big deal. It didn't do a whole lot of other damage inside. Maybe caused a little bit of corrosion, but it's not too bad. But let's give you a little bit of a view of what's inside here. I was surprised to see that it's actually being run by a, I'm pretty certain that will be a 741 op amp. I couldn't find that particular number on the net. Somewhere I have some early to mid 70s Texas Instruments data books that'll probably tell me for certain, but I'd have to assume that's what it is. I expected this to have like an XR2206 in it, but this might be too old for that. I'm not sure what year. I really couldn't get any good date codes off of anything. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look at that through the viewfinder. Maybe 76, possibly. I'm not sure, but it's definitely old. Threw a couple rechargeable batteries in there. The nice thing about these Tenergy batteries is when they recharge, they actually go to a standard 9.35 or 45 volts. They're not like a lot of them where they only go to 7.2. So I like to use these in items I'm not sure how quickly they're going to drain, because 9-volt batteries are just awfully expensive anymore. Had to do the deoxit treatment on the actual selector switch, and also on the pot for the gain, and also I had no square wave at all until I hit it with the deoxit. I used a little bit of the deoxit red on it, and I don't know, pop this thing back together here and see what happens. I've got my Hitachi scope here with a little bit of a frequency counter on a display. I'll turn this down to 100 hertz. 100 hertz has been a problem on this ever since I got it. We'll see. I gave it another deoxit treatment. We'll see if it continues to be a problem. Okay, so it's making an output right now. Now here's a problem. I'm tethered to this, to my little switching supply, and it's actually causing enough noise. I'll drop that on the floor there to affect the readings on that. That's interesting, because earlier, before I turned the camera on, I was at pretty close to 100 hertz, and now you see it showing. It's actually counting in the kilohertz. I don't know if I increase the signal some. Nope. That's interesting. I don't think my camera will run on the battery. Unplug it and see what happens here. A little bit better. We'll go up to 400 hertz. That's showing a little bit better. now that I unplugged it. I don't know how long the battery's going to last in this though. Okay, and there's 1 kilohertz. Okay, it's showing 1.04. That's what I was getting before. So it's a little bit off, not horrible. There's 3 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz. See, it's off just a little bit in each range. There's 15. 15's the max. And then also I can flip that over to square wave, and it's still pretty reasonably close. If you look at the square wave, it definitely needs some adjustment to the symmetry as well as the actual frequency. Back to 10, back to 3, there's 1, 400 hertz, and there's 100 hertz. So it doesn't do too bad. I'm going to shut the camera off here, and I'm going to hook up my actual frequency counter, and we'll do a little bit of testing there. Okay, I absolutely could not get my Beckman FC130 to trigger on this thing. I don't know why. I tried and tried, I couldn't get it to happen. But my tried and true Sencor had no problem with it. So there's 100 hertz right there. So we're on 100.8. It'll take a little while for the gate to do the right counts here. There's a 400 hertz. There's 1K. There's 3K. $10K. And finally 15K. So really all this thing needs a little bit of adjustment, and it'd be a nice little handheld unit. I think I'm going to go in there at some point here, maybe in the next few days, and play around. Get this back out of here again. Do a little bit of tracing around some of these pots, see if I can't get an idea. I'm sure some of them work for amplitude, some of them for frequency, some of them for symmetry. See if I can't get an idea what function each one of those make, and see if I can't get this thing in trim and maybe even actually use it once in a while. But I just figured I'd do this little video to show that this little box actually does work. It just needs a little bit of adjustment.